may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, guys, it's about that time that we start talking about some waiver wire hitters. Now, please, guys, if you hear a name on this list that you don't agree with, let me know why in the comment section below. But more importantly, what I need everybody doing is I need everybody going to the comment section and leaving a comment with any other players that I may have not talked about that you think are going to be worth going and picking up in your leagues. Now, of course, everybody plays in different league formats. That's why with these 3 players, I decided to choose guys that are available in almost every league and some players that are available in very shallow formats so we can try to cover everything. But please go down to the comment section, and if there's a player that you recently picked up off the waiver wire that you think other people should be looking at, make sure you let them know. Now, while you're down there, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, let's get into it. And like I said, what we're going to be doing is let's go through and first start it off with the player that isn't available in nearly as many leagues as these other guys. But the reason I want to bring up these shallow players is I'll get crazy questions in the comment section like, Mason, I'm playing in a 6-man league. Where should I be going with this trade? And my response to that is, okay, why are you playing in a 6-man league? Why aren't you in a 10, a 12, 14-man league? But I understand that people like to do different things. And if you want to play in a 4, 6, and 8-man league, and you want to be just really talking about these guys that are going to be at the very top of the waiver wire for those shallow formats, that's fine. I want to still be able to try to help y'all. So let's get into a shallow guy first, then we can move deeper later on. This is going to be Tyler Naquin, an outfielder for the team that is on fire. The Reds literally can't stop scoring runs. Now, he is 29 years old, so you have to question, hey, why are we just now talking about him as a waiver wire pickup? Why are we just now viewing him as someone we should be going with for fantasy baseball this year? And to put it simply, it's because 2021 has been ridiculous for Tyler. I mean, 31 at-bats, so yes, guys, please understand that what we're going to be talking about here is small sample. So no, you can't take these stats and expect them to maintain the rest of the season. Really, the stats that we had coming in, the projections that you had for the players that you drafted coming into the year, those are still going to be a lot more valuable than what we have with these current 2021 stats. That change really isn't going to happen for a very long time where we can begin to look at the current season and go, you know what, this is more predictive than the projections that we had. But still, you have to take note of it. Once you get the 31 at-bats, you have to go, hey crap, Tyler has 5 home runs already in these 31 at-bats to go along with this. He has a 290 average, a 389 on base percentage, and because of those 5 home runs, of course, his slugging is going to be through the roof. He has an 806 slugging. So really want to point this out. And what we also like to see with this profile is we like to see an explanation of why these players were undervalued coming into the year, why these players on the waiver wire to begin with. And the one explanation that I love hearing, if we're talking about a player that we can be bullish on, is he didn't have a good 2020. Because I say this every video, and I know it is so annoying. 2020 doesn't matter nearly as much as 2019. 2020, so many moving variables, sample sizes are smaller. We can still talk about it, but we need to understand that really the impact on the projections should be coming from other seasons where you have that full year sample. And in 2020, we didn't have that, but it was a bad year anyway from Tyler, and I think that's why he was on the waiver wire. I think that's why he was undervalued, where only 133 at-bats, he had a 218 batting average. I mean, he didn't even crack 250 for his on-base percentage, and his slugging was there at 383, which is surprising given how low the average is, but we can tell by now that this is a player that's going to hit with power. Now, we go back to 2019. This is another season where we don't have a massive sample. It is a little bit better. We also know that there weren't as many moving variables throughout the course of the season, but this is only 274 at-bats, and the numbers are good. I mean, he had a 288 average, a 325 on base percentage, and a 467 slugging. So yeah, he's only available in about 23% of leagues, but if he's available in yours, despite whatever the format is, I think you should be going out there and trying to pick him up ASAP. Okay, so now let's get to a player that's available in about half of leagues right now, actually available in over half at 56%. This is going to be Luis Arraez, who is a third baseman for the Twins. So, of course, you want to be looking at these third basemen. You want to be looking at guys that aren't going to be the same as the outfielders in terms of the bar that you need to make that starting lineup, just because we know that the drop-off at third base comes a lot earlier. And so far in 2021, yes, the sample size has been small, but Arraez has been very good in that he's had 28 at-bats, a 357 average, 457 on base percentage, and barely cracking a 500 slugging. But still, those are fantastic numbers. And if we go through here and we look at why he was undervalued coming into the season, I simply don't have a good answer for y'all. I mean, you look at his major league numbers from 2020 as well as 2019. Keep in mind, guys, he's 24 years old now. So in 2020, he was 23. In 2019, he was only 22 years old. And in 2019, he saw 112 at-bats, a 321 average, a 364 on base percentage, and a 402 slugging. Now in 2019, these numbers were even better. At 22 years old, he ended up seeing a 334 average, a 399 on base percentage, and a 439 slugging off of 326 at-bats. So I simply don't understand how he is still available in about 56% of leagues. Now, if y'all know something that I don't, if I'm overlooking something, like I said, go use that comment section. Let me know why I'm stupid, because I really want an explanation here. Okay, so now our last player that we are going to be talking about has a ton of places you can put him at with your roster, and he's available in almost every league, available in 94% of leagues, so even people playing those deeper formats can look at him. This is going to be Adam Frazier for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, I understand, okay, with Frazier, the worst thing that we are going to be saying about him in this video is he plays for the Pirates. Now, you're on a team like the Pirates, obviously, we are going to be hesitant to say to go pick them up, because when you're in those bad lineups, really, it's going to be hard to generate RBIs. It's going to be hard to score. It's going to be hard to see the at-bats than you would compared to a Los Angeles Dodgers. Just because, think about it, every time Adam steps up to the plate, it's probably less likely that there are any runners on base. To go along with this, when he himself gets on base, it's less likely that the hitters after him are going to be able to drive him home. So that's the first thing that we need to address. But outside of that, I mean, for someone that is available in 94% of leagues, he is getting the opportunity. I mean, he is having every single at-bat for this team. I mean, 33 at-bats so far, 242 average, a 366 on base percentage, and a 364 slugging. So no, these numbers don't pop off the page initially. But I want to remind everyone, these are for those deeper formats, and he's available in almost every single one. Now, we go to 2020 with what he had, and he barely cracked 200 for his at-bats. The average was at 230, the on-base percentage was 297, the slugging was 354. So not great numbers, but like we've said before, 2020, a nasty season. I really don't even want to be looking at it. And his 2019 was significantly better. It wasn't elite by any means, but he did see 554 at-bats. He did see a 278 average, a 336 on-base percentage, and a 417 slugging. So while he's not nearly as exciting as the other two options on this list, he is going to be someone that maybe if the other two options on this list aren't available to you, you could go and look to pick up. Now, thank you guys. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. Of course, if y'all did, go down there, click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment telling me what other players you'd be interested in. And yeah, that should be it. I will see y'all with the video tomorrow.